One thing is for sure, the airline must be smaller now because there aren't enough pilots. And they will have many lost opportunities over the next few years, which they can't take, profitable opportunities, because they haven't got enough pilots.
I think that it will be a great chance, to be able to come back to this city and to see it grow and, see it back to how it is like before. In the early future, it will be back to normal.
If other aviation hubs in the region recover much faster than Hong Kong, then it will attract the foreign airlines to operate their hub at other competitors. For example, Singapore Airport or Bangkok Airport. Then the time left for Hong Kong is very, very limited.
Hong Kong Airport was a hub for cargo transport and international passengers in Asia. Since 2010, its freight traffic ranked first in the world, and its international passenger traffic ranked third worldwide. And then COVID broke out in 2019. Hong Kong Airport has since been struggling. In July 2022, Hong Kong handled 295,000 passengers. This was merely 5% of its pre-COVID levels.
Here we are at Hong Kong International Airport. It is hard to imagine that this bustling place was not so long ago very quiet and lonely. Yet, in the second quarter of this year, Hong Kong Airport wasn't even in Asia's top 10. Meanwhile, its rival Singapore Airport became Asia's busiest in terms of international passenger traffic. In this episode of Hong Kong Enquirer, we'll look at the difficulties for the aviation industry in the city and consider how Hong Kong might recover its status as a leading air hub.
Before the pandemic, 85 foreign carriers operated routes to the city, but in September 2022, at least 45 carriers were reported to have dropped their plans on renewing flights to Hong Kong, including British Airways and Air France. British airline Virgin Atlantic had halted flights to Hong Kong since December 2021 because of COVID-19. Then, in May 2022, it closed its Hong Kong office after 30 years due to the closure of the Russian airspace. Hong Kong's flagship carrier, Cathay Pacific Airways, has borne the brunt of the pandemic's most negative impacts. In 2021, the airline reported a record annual loss of 21.65 billion Hong Kong dollars. The year before that, Cathay cut 5,900 local jobs and dropped its 35-year-old sub-brand, Cathay Dragon, to reduce costs.
對於今朝發布嘅港龍航空停止營運呢個現實係表示遺憾嘅，因為港龍係我哋嘅屋企，而我哋嘅同事就係我哋嘅屋企人，我哋冇時間、冇機會去同我哋屋企人道別。
Paul Weatherill is a veteran pilot and the chairman of the Hong Kong Aircrew Officers Association. He has been working for Cathay Pacific for 28 years. Paul told me how his colleagues have been hit by both the pandemic and the airline's corporate restructuring.
I think we will look back and see that Cathay Pacific made a pretty serious error. Their staff, their talent is absolutely central to their brand, but rather than thinking about how will we hold on to these people and survive the pandemic, they decided to take a big chunk out of their costs, and they just imposed really quite drastic cuts to the pilots and actually the flight attendants too. The past 3 years and the difficulties with COVID, it's been a really tough time for Cathay pilots. You would come back to Hong Kong but not go back to your family. You'd go back to a hotel and then a few days later go away again on another trip. So it's constant isolation, constant separation from families. Pretty much every single aspect of the package was reduced significantly 2 years ago. The pilots began to leave. They probably got 10, 12, 15 years of experience each. So every month they're losing thousands of years of experience from their workforce, which is going to be very difficult to replace.
This is the outskirts of the city. Cathay Pacific headquarters is just next to the airport. Before COVID-19, bright young recruits came here in droves looking for jobs. This now seems like a distant memory. More recently, this process has been shifted to a downtown hotel because far fewer employees come. It is said to be due to the uncertain future in the aviation industry and less competitive salaries.
On Cathay Pacific's recruitment day in October 2022, I met a new graduate, Lydia, who can speak English, Cantonese, and Mandarin. Before this new round of recruitment, she spoke about her passion to become a flight attendant.
I love to communicate with lots of people, and in Cathay Pacific, I think it will be perfect for the moment as they really need bilingual people. Their salary, I think it's average, right? It's reasonable and it's understandable, and especially if the business have gone back to normal. And I hope that everyone, would have a good salary in the future.
When it comes to what is needed for Hong Kong's aviation sector to recover, few have better insights than Dr. Andrew Yun from the Chinese University of Hong Kong.
One of the competitive advantages for Hong Kong as an international aviation hub in the region is that Hong Kong links Chinese mainland and the rest of the world. So before the pandemic, we have many passengers from Chinese mainland. But during the pandemic, we have almost no passengers from Chinese mainland. And it will be one factor affecting the recovery path for Hong Kong. So certainly the expansion of the Singapore airport will create more competitive pressure to Hong Kong. If they further expand, then they will be more likely to attract those airlines and passengers originally from Hong Kong and then now move to Singapore. So for the cabin crew, probably the airlines need to be more proactive to hire local people, including providing a more attractive package or just do some restructuring of the package. And for the pilot, if the government can loosen the quarantine policy faster, then we can guarantee more flights for the pilot. Then it also helps to attract the foreign pilots to work in Hong Kong. In short term, the recovery will mainly drive from the demand side. We can attract more inbound passengers from other countries, or we can encourage more local people to travel, so increase the outbound demand.
Hong Kong ended its hotel quarantine in September 2022. The easing of restrictions boosted bookings overnight. Cathay Pacific plans to add 700 passenger flights in November, with another 1,200 flights to popular destinations in December. The airline has also aimed to sign up more than 4,000 frontline employees over the next 18 to 24 months, including 700 pilots by the end of 2023. Budget airline Hong Kong Express will also add 400 flights before the end of the year to Asian cities like Tokyo, Bangkok, and Singapore. British Airways plans to resume its routes to Hong Kong in December 2022 after a 12-month suspension. In October 2022, Singapore Airlines aimed to expand 2 daily flights to 3 times a day.
Many are hoping that this is a good sign for the recovery of the city's air traffic flow. Will Hong Kong regain its former status as one of the top regional hubs? Please drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more episodes of Hong Kong Enquirer.